What's good, guys? So the emergency campfire chat wrapped up. There was a lot of good stuff in there, and I'm just going to give you a few bullet points of that. They did say that they kind of goofed on this. They're never going to put out a patch like this again. That they will be putting patch notes out early to communicate and let the player base digest what's coming. We got an acknowledgement that they want to rebalance, and I guess this is coming like today, that they're going to rebalance the difficulty of nightmare dungeons, so that they said they wanted 100 to feel more like a 70, and that was supposed to come with 1.1, but it didn't, which is interesting because I don't see why that wouldn't come with it. It would have made digesting a lot of the other nerfs that we endured a lot more palatable. And they said that they also wanted to start doing that, is to put the negatives and the positives together in the same patch so that we're seeing the whole process balanced out. They covered a whole lot of things from Stash. I'm going to go ahead and link the whole campfire chat down in the description. There was a lot of good in there. It felt like there was a lot more answers about things that the community has had problems with, which I think is basically because the community has been a little bit uniformly pissed off. And if that's what it took to get answers, hey, fine, I'm fine with that, you know. But I did want to kind of cover the things that I had problems with. They said in 1.1.1, which there's going to be a campfire chat about that next Friday, one of the things they discussed on top of increasing density in nightmare dungeons and density in Helltides is there's going to be some rebalancing and some goodies coming for sorcerers and barbarians. I mean, that's good to hear, because sorcerers and barbarians, well, let's just say the relationship hasn't felt great with Blizzard in those classes lately. And, you know, for me being a barbarian main, just let me explain why I kind of feel the way I do about barbarian. My wife bought me the game for Father's Day, which it warmed my heart for my wife to buy me a game. She's never actually bought me a game before. And so when she bought me that, I let her pick my class, and she picked barbarian for me. Now, that's probably not the class I would have chose for myself, but because I was asking her to pick it for me, I fully embraced it. So if I ever seem a little bit more defensive about barbarian than I do about other classes, that's just because I have a soft spot for it in my heart. Please understand that. But as a barbarian, let's put it this way. Sorcerers have they're completely justified in their reasons to complain, okay? Barbarians, though, our relationship has been a little bit different with Blizzard, because we started off at a good spot and we've been brought down several pegs more than the rest of the classes, to the point that we're now in the same conversation with sorcerers, or we're in that same general tier of, oh crap, these don't look too good. And, you know, the whole timeline of how a barbarian has experienced the developers, and then how they dictated or mandated their mission statement, which they did in this campfire chat. They gave us a mission statement that I have a problem with, because it does not feel like it feels like something that if you told me they came up with it today before they went live, then I would understand that as a point going forward. But if you're telling me this is the same campfire, or not same campfire, same mission statement that they have had since the beginning of the game, as a barbarian, that feels like bullshit. Okay, let me go through it. Whirlwind's overperforming, so we're gonna nerf Whirlwind. It's no longer your meta build, but it's still decent. But Hoda's now your meta build. Well done. Okay, now there's a bug with Hoda, and we're gonna nerf that, and Hoda's dead, and we're not really going to up anything significantly off meta. Okay. All the nerfs that we took for affixes and cooldowns and things like that, we all kind of took those, so I'm just going to address the ones that have specifically targeted barbarians. Your mission statement said, we want to have builds relatively even within the class, and that if a build is overpowered, we're going to wait to nerf it until we can provide you with sufficient alternatives. Okay, at no point, I would say the Whirlwind, I was playing Whirlwind at the time of the nerfs. I would say that Whirlwind nerfing did not really come with anything to soften the blow of those nerfs. Like, there was no adjustments to Whirlwind that would, it was all nerfs. It was no buffs. There was nothing to even it out. With Hoda, you guys clearly tried to do something with the build and it didn't work out, so you reverted that, and now we've gotten to 1.1 and you've nerfed that, and again, you've done nothing to compensate on the back end so that the build doesn't feel like garbage. And at no point have you ever really significantly upgraded things like upheaval, things like rend, things like double swing. Like, there's been really no attempt to significantly balance out the off meta builds. So if you're telling me this has been your mission statement since the beginning of the game, you're either lying to me or you have objectively failed that mission statement on multiple different occasions. In fact, I would go as far to say that you have yet to succeed at that mission statement. Okay, I don't want to feel negative with this game, but this Campfire chat in particular felt a lot like they were blowing smoke up our butts because they knew we were angry and they had to do something. And, you know, a lot of it was, you know, when they talked about nerfing XP and they said, oh, we don't want to make the game slower. Okay, but you made the game slower. Like, you keep telling me we're not trying to do this thing, but what you're telling me and what your actions are not lining up. And I keep hearing good things from you. You're saying good things aren't happening. When are these two going to meet? Because as a barbarian, they've never met. They've always been like this. So that's just, it's it for me. I'm still hopeful that 1.1.1 comes out. We get good news for those two classes who desperately need help right now, and that we can get a way forward that is not going to be so problematic. And then my last problem, and I did a video about this a couple days ago. Why does this game not have a public test realm? I have not seen anybody in the Q&As ask, hey, you're trying to make everything even. Wouldn't it be helpful to have a realm that isn't live, where you can play with those numbers, and if they aren't performing how you imagined, you can go ahead and tweak them before they actually make it into the game? This is 2023. You have a live service game. How is this still an issue? Anyways, guys, I have limited time to record today, so that's going to be it for me. I appreciate y'all. If you had any concerns with the Campfire chat, please let me know down in the comments. And until next time, guys, get awesome.